right, well, we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen in just a moment, but first I just want to let y'all know this is the last demo of the day. Thanks for those who have been tuning in, jumping in to check out what is the Blocks on Lock and what it's all about. I am gonna leave the graphic up for a little bit longer because our demo tonight is actually highlighting the creator of this dope graphic that we're viewing right now. That is the flyer as well as the logo for the Blocks on Lock, and that's Ty Burrs, and also here with her partner She Rise, and together they make up Created to Inspire. And Created to Inspire has come on in many different ways for this project. I feel like, you know, they've been collaborators at the Ave that I have always been so willing to just like jump in and be involved in a really, really meaningful way. So I'm really honored that they are able to, you know, carve out the time to be a part of this. I'm really happy and to be working with them again, but also that everybody is really like, you know, excited about, you know, letting y'all know what it is that they are going to be offering in these creative sessions as artist mentors and as instructors, because this project is something that, you know, I'm just glad to find out that a lot of people feel as strongly as I do that, you know, there's something that we can do here together while we're in this pandemic and we're facing, you know, these crazy odds about, you know, this highly contagious virus that is spreading through our communities throughout the country, that we can do something, you know, to protect our circles. And that's something that is really important to me in so many different ways, and why the Avenue has worked so hard to create a safe, productive, creative, and bold space. And now that we're moving into the virtual world, that's no different. Okay. So for those who are just checking this whole thing out, I'll just tell you a little bit about how it came to be. This is a part of a larger campaign that Mayor Warren actually pulled together to just pull creative influencers and those who are leaders and have influence in our community in some way, to speak directly to the community, speak directly to our neighborhoods and our residents and the places, the blocks that we hail from, to say that, you know, we have to protect our circles. We have to do something, drastic to make sure that we do not end up, disproportionately affected by this pandemic and by this in particular this disease here in Rochester. And so that's what we're doing. So not only are we putting out messages that are about, locking down our blocks, and protecting our squads and our circles and our family and our loved ones and those that we can influence in some way, we're also talking about, like, what can we do in the meantime? How can we stay socially connected while also protected? Like, how do we deal with this whole idea of social distancing and really look at that as more about physical distancing, but we can still connect, so that's what we are here to do. We're here to bring you into this virtual space in a way, especially our teens 13 and up, with this free program sponsored by the city of Rochester, as well as some of our amazing donors and the foundations who are working to keep us afloat, but also keep the programming flowing, here through the Avenue in the virtual world, right? So without further ado, and again, this information is there on the website, or on Facebook, if that's where you're viewing from, but also on our website at avenuetheater.org, where you can register for this free program. But I'm gonna stop talking, and I'm gonna turn it over to Ty and She Rise, so they can tell us a little bit more and demo a little bit more about what it's gonna be like. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen and take it away. I'm gonna unmute you.
Hey guys, I think I'm on. I'm Ty Burrs. We got She Rise behind the camera. Like Rena said, together we make Created to Inspire. Thank you, Rena, for that wonderful intro, and thank you for all the information. So we are here. It's nice to be live and be able to show y'all some of my personal space, because I feel like sometimes we don't do that enough. I feel like sometimes we become private. So it's nice to let y'all into my art space and into my mind. So yeah, I'm Ty Burrs, like I said, created to inspire. This is some artwork of mine behind me. I'm gonna show y'all how to kind of put pieces together from your home, like reuse, recycle, kind of like get something old and turn it into something new. I always try to work with what I have here at home. It's the cheapest way and it's the fastest way to make a profit if that's what you're looking for. So I'm gonna teach y'all a couple different things, but we're gonna get into it. I'll show y'all my painting area and then I'll show y'all kind of some things that I did and how I got to the product. So yeah. So this is my painting space. This is what I'm working on right now. Sunset. I'm naturally a painter, so like painting is first, and then I try to bring all the different like multimedias into like the picture. So like I said, painting's first. So I started off painting on clothes, and then I started like, starting to get into sewing and kind of bringing different pieces together. Like I really like this piece because like I'm bringing in different pockets and different like this piece right here. You could like see it came off of another jean jacket. So like I painted on the jean jacket, then cut it out, then put it on here. Like a lot of these things came from different pieces of clothing. So like I said, I like to reuse things a lot. Like clothing is one of the top like what's it called? Like look like when you throw like littering. Yeah, it's one of the top things that are littered like in America. Like people don't reuse them. People often grow out of their clothes and things like that. So like even your parents' old clothes, like I'm just trying to give y'all some of the ideas of the things that we'll be working with like throughout this next month. So yeah, we're gonna bring Shiraz into the picture. Me and her are gonna check out some pieces of clothing that we got together. Yeah, and just kind of go from there. Try to put something together real quick just to give y'all an idea of what we'll be working with. So yeah, we're gonna put the phone on the tripod and I'll show y'all some things. So it's a lot of pieces that I make sometimes that don't always sell immediately. And that's something you kind of have to get used to because I mean like everything has its own moment to shine, you know what I mean? So it's summertime is coming and I wanted to get some shorts out for people to be able to rock and be able to stunt. Hopefully, the coronavirus don't stop our summer because, sometimes we can be in doubt about those things. But so these are some shorts that I painted on probably about like 3 years ago. And I really like them, but nobody's purchased them yet. So what I'm going to do is kind of flip them, add some pockets, add some zippers, kind of bring it back to life so people can kind of feel them again, put them back into like retrospective. I got some zippers. This is all like most of these things people give to me, people find in their home, thrift store. Like I often find like nice things at the thrift store and put those together. Like this is a piece from another piece of clothing. Like if you've seen some of the fashion show pictures at the Ave, you'll see some of these pieces like kind of renewed and revamped. I'm looking to start doing some vests too. So with the vest, I'm going to just take some old jackets that I came across. I know even Rena had gave us some clothes before, and I've been like working with stuff like that. So I'm thinking about like cutting the sleeves off the jackets and like giving them some vest fills, like throwing some. I got some fanny packs I want to cut off of here and kind of put it on the clothes. Like so, I would be like stitching that on there. Like just some different things. I wanna show y'all how to really like take those old things and make them new. And that's really the goal for the next month, kind of just to show y'all, especially all of this time in your home. You spend all this time in your home and you don't know what to do. Like it's always something right in front of you that can busy your hands and that can make you productive. And that's what we really got to tune into, like the present and what we have to work with right now. Oftentimes I find myself looking I'm always feeling like I need something else to create. Like you always feel like I'm missing something, so I can't create right now. And I really want to just focus on like you can create in any space and you can use anything to create. Like it's so many things that can become art. So, but yeah, so I guess I could open it up, see if anybody has any questions now. yeah, so please join. Somebody say something.
I'll jump in. Maybe Jan May we do have at least Jan May is on, who's interested in visual arts, and I definitely want to hear from her about what she thinks so far, but also to be the spokesperson. So for teens her age, like that might be thinking about, maybe I want to join this. I'm not sure, I want to, but I'll start with one quick question I had, is that is thinking about materials. Like, how do you know what materials to use on different fabrics, and things like that? And maybe you can, I'm sure y'all gonna go deep into that in your creative sessions, your Zoom sessions, but just curious, like, how did you come to know what was best to use that wasn't gonna rub off or wash off, or and kind of things?
Yeah, well, as far as like putting different pieces together, if you're hand sewing things, you can't really work with things that's too thick. As far as like jean material, like I wouldn't put jean on jean if I know I only had like was able to sew with my hands and not with a machine. As far as like painting on items is concerned, I like to use jean material because it doesn't like take over the fabric in any way. Like you can still see the painting and what it's worth. But yeah, like it's kind of like practice too. Like you just got to play with stuff. Like I started off like bleaching jeans in high school just to see what the jeans would come out looking like, and that's because that's what I had at the house. So yeah, like I said, I prefer denim. I think denim, it works great with the painting and then just like putting different things on it. But yeah, I think it's really a thing of like practice and seeing what works best for what. You got to do it to know if you're doing it right or wrong. You're on mute.
Oh.
Hey, Jamie.
Oh, no. Oh, okay. When you're painting, how do you know, like, what do you want to paint? Like, do you just start painting stuff and it just comes to you?
That's a good question. So before I started like getting orders for people that like wanted me to paint things, I really wrote my name everywhere for the longest. Like that was like what I stuck with. Like I guess that's the only thing I knew to like draw. So I started with bubble letters and things like that. But what I really started getting into is just like painting people. And I think I got into that because I couldn't do it for the longest. And I always like strayed away from it. Like I said, I always was doing bubble letters and just like graffiti style things. And then I'm like, I always get tripped up when I look at like how to draw, how to paint a person. So anything that troubles me, I try to like go for it. So anything that's the hardest for me, that's what I try to do. So I started off like doing lots of portraits, and now I feel like the portraits are coming out to be some of my best work. And that's just from me like understanding that it's a complication that I got to get through to be a better artist. So even roses, I felt like was hard for me to do, and now I paint roses all the time. It's just like once you get into a flow of something, like I said, like whatever you want to draw, try and draw it. Like practice. You know what I mean? Like start off with the sky. Like I love drawing sunsets and painting sunsets and things like that because that's something I can look at and draw every day. So it's something that you can like get better on and practice on because it's never going away. What do you paint? Are you a painter?
Yeah.
And what do you think? What are some things that like interest you? What type of things do you paint?
I do like landscape type stuff. I'm not really
See,
good
that's
at.
what I said, like sky. Okay. Yeah. Is it something that attracts you to like landscapes?
I don't know. I just, I don't know. I guess the first time I did a landscape, I just really liked it. So I just started doing it. I really like how it looked. So I just started painting landscapes.
Yeah. Okay, that's really cool, and that's a great place to start. Like I said, because that's something you can look at and reinterpret like in any way possible. So, and then like I said, from there, just see like what's something I feel like you would struggle with, and then like engage, like manifest it.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Thank you for the question.
So I have a question too for Jan May, because I'm trying to get an idea, and actually for you too, Ty, of like some of the things for this creative session in particular, like what kind of material or like what kind of supplies, you know, might be needed, and those kind of things. So I can start thinking about that, but also so that I can hear a little bit more from say Jan May, that will give me some ideas about like things that I might need to send out to you know, send out to the teens who want to participate.
Yeah. So was that question was directed to me, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, yeah. So I'm still trying to, I don't want to make it hard for anybody to do anything, you know what I mean? So that's why we focus on things at the house, but definitely some scissors. I think we'll be doing some hand sewing. If you're interested in painting, I feel like it could be like maybe two groups, like for two interests. I kind of wanted to get an idea of like the artists we had and see kind of where their head was. But I mean, like we can paint on things if we have the supplies too, you know. It's kind of up to like how we could work things out.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to just see what everybody is kind of excited about doing, because like the title is kind of broad enough to bring in at least 4 different types of artists.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of want to see where everybody's at, and we can put something together and kind of manifest it as a whole. Maybe we could work on the project and everybody is a part of it rather than the individual assignments. I'm trying to, you know, it's new.
Yeah, I'm interested. I'm trying to take the class actually. I that's one thing I don't challenge myself to try anything visual, like visual art much. I don't do that as often, and so yeah, so that's good. Jamie, do you sew?
I did it once in 4th grade. I never done it ever since then.
Okay.
That was
well, see, I like to get people to pick up things they haven't in a while too. So that's also a good thing.
Yeah, I'm excited about maybe sewing. I've been thinking a lot about the masks, you know, about maybe, you know, some face coverings, but I'm like, would that work? Like to do, what could we do funky with some, to create some face coverings so that, you know, everybody is able to be protected out there too, but some fly that, you know.
Exactly. That's why I feel like a lot of people wearing them right now, because it's fly too. But yeah. So I think I'm gonna be
fashion. It was a wrap. I was like, oh, that's all we had to do. Like we got as long as it becomes fashion. Oh, we're in there. You know, exactly. I just gave out 3 masks right here. You know, people, some of my youth walking by. I'm like, oh, and
exactly.
I asked them. I showed them the versions that I had, and they were into it. Like, oh yeah, I want this one or I want that one. So I'm like, yeah, it's about the fashion.
Exactly. And that's the beautiful thing about art. It could be, like I said, it could be turned into so many things. So and one of those happens to be fashion. So I'm excited about the class. I'm definitely willing to do some paint, you know what I mean? Like you already know we can do whatever we can make happen. So I'm excited to see like who joins the class, and so we can go from there kind of.
Yeah. Well, cool. All right. So anything else? Did y'all have anything else for us from Created to Inspire, or should we go ahead and sign off now?
No, I think that's everything. We'll have some more for you next time though.
Yeah, of course. All right. So Jan May is already convinced. Jan May, what would you say to any young folks who might be watching, or that you might share this with later and be like, you know, this is why you should join this class? What do you think?
Gets your creative juices flowing.
I like it.
Perfect. That's perfect. Perfect. Yeah, that was perfect.
That works.
That's what I said as one of the the requirements for like supplies, like creative minds. Like that was perfect. Thank you for like describing that.
Awesome. All right. So so we'll keep getting I think we got one more day of demos, y'all. And in that the final 2, because Wednesday's our long day. So Wednesday's our long day. We have a 4 o'clock class, a 6 o'clock class, and an 8 o'clock class. Youth can sign up for up to 3 of these sessions. So you can explore a lot of different things. I know Jan May and KK and some of the others have already signed up for multiples. And for tomorrow, we're going to be taking a look at what are we doing tomorrow? Tomorrow is we get to move tomorrow. So tomorrow we have two demos, and there'll be two classes that are on Thursdays. So we've got like an Afro beat hip hop dance with Future Point Dance, Guy Thorne, and Nigel Gage Thorne. And then we also have like our Vogue squad and our drag squad, and the combination of the two. So, diving into ballroom culture and having some fun with it, like, getting our whole bodies into it. And I'm sure there's going to be just a bunch of different things that's going on in there. And shout out to both hey Jamie again. Shouting out both Suki and Chris, and also Darlando, who we had a volunteer join. And I should also mention that too. If you've been watching as an artist yourself, an adult artist, you say, hey, how can I help? We have ways that you can also get involved if you wanted to do a drop-in workshop in any of these. We're working up toward a live stream festival that is going to take place at the end of the month. So that's going to be May 29th, 30th, and 31st, depending on how much art we have. So to showcase all the things that have been going on this month, all of the different things that our teens have been exploring in terms of their creativity, as well as, our adults and family members who might have, picked up a little something too, while the Zoom was happening in the house, so it's okay. Y'all can pick up a needle and thread or some paint and do this stuff with your teen as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. Remember avenuetheater.org. You can see that right here on Facebook. And also make sure that y'all follow the Avenue Black Box Theater on Facebook, okay? Because that's where you'll also see the lives, and that's also where we do a lot of the promoting that's kind of quick and instant, more so than the website. All right, so without further ado, I'm gonna say goodbye to all of the artists and our teen creative, and peace, y'all. We out.